Hello guys!
Hello!
This is Cassie and I'm Hyunwoo and you're watching Talk to Me in Korean live Korean Q&A. And I believe the stream is healthy and I believe you can see us right now. Yes, perfect. So thanks for joining us, and today we are here as usual to answer your Korean questions. Please feel free to ask us questions down in the comments in the live chat box. And please feel free to also use super chat because we can see comments featured like stuck on the top for a long time. Okay, 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요. Kevin, Sarah, Jimin has no gems. Hello. Jacqueline, Chris, Yunho, Sleepy Seokjin, Kimi, Randy. Please.
Hello from Brazil, Yoshida Takamoto.
Jude, Fiorella, Blue. More names.
Rosita Reyes.
Yes.
Hello.
Madeline, or was it? Yeah. How's June? He's doing well. Thank you for asking. So we have comments going up here, and we'll also read some comments on our phones because that's easier.
Hello from Houston.
Oh,
hi.
Hi. Okay, I see it here. So yes. Okay, so we'll answer questions as usual. And
Hey, I saw someone from Florida.
Oh,
Woohoo!
cool. She's from Florida. So once again, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
I'm Hyunwoo.
I am Cassie.
Cassie. So if you want to ask specifically questions to either one of us, you can say, hey, Hyunwoo, I have a question for you. Hey, Cassie, I have a question for Hyunwoo. Okay?
I don't think it works that way.
All right. So, all right, let's pick some questions.
We're still getting a lot of hellos.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
I know sometimes you might think, I guess if you join the live chat for the first time, why is everybody saying where they're from? But it means a lot to us because, you know, we're just talking to this webcam and just in front of this microphone.
Yes.
We don't get to actually see people, so we want to know where everybody is, right?
It's also nice to know, you know,
Yeah.
the time zones as well.
Yeah.
Like,
What time is it there? I know I actually decided to put in a lot of city names here so I can see, you know, so I'm not so ignorant. In New York, it is currently 2 minutes past midnight. In
2 minutes
Jakarta, it's 11 a.m. And in Vancouver, it's 9 p.m. So and so. Okay.
Vancouver's a good time then, right now,
Yes.
to be watching.
Okay, so 12.
I like
New York
this. I like
time.
this comment.
Okay.
Batul Abu Raya says, I had many questions in mind, but now I can't remember even one. Yeah, that happens to the best of us.
Well, you have to write those down.
Yes.
And also, we are answering questions on Twitter. It's me who's answering the questions on Twitter. So if you don't like the questions, if you don't like the answers, you can blame me. It's not Cassie. And we try to answer most of the questions. We can't answer everything, but we try to answer as many as possible. Okay, so, I love this comment. Gwendolyn Lee, Hyunwoo, I like your haircut. Thank you. Can you see it?
It blends into the background.
No. Now it's visible, right?
Yeah, go a little bit forward and you can see
Thank
it.
you.
Put it back
Here. Okay, real questions now. So Joe Awesome 2000 and Berlin 101 says, is school free in Korea?
Free in Korea.
So tuition fees, basically.
Are you asking about college? If you are, then no.
No, college tuition fees are going up. I know in the States it's really expensive. Can you tell us how much it costs in your country to attend college or university for 1 year? I'm curious. How much did it cost you?
I went to a community college, which was much cheaper. So a year was probably about like $10,000.
$10,000.
Yeah, so it's pretty cheap.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Community college.
Yeah, the fact that you are saying $10,000 is cheap is really mind-blowing to me. Because right now, when I was in school, so I entered college in 1999, and my parents were worried how to actually afford, because in Korea, parents actually pay for their kids' tuition fees. It's changing, but in my generation, just the idea of working through my university life didn't just didn't occur to me. It was just completely new, I think. Now that I think about it, I mean, of course, I did my part-time jobs to pay for my rent and everything, but tuition fees were usually the parents' responsibility. Back then, it's changing. But in 1999 and in 2000, 2001, my one semester tuition fee was 180만 원, 190만 원, which is less than 2,000 US dollars. And my parents were really, really worried, like how they were going to afford it. And there were protests, and like, you know, a lot of people were actually protesting against the tuition fee raise, which would make it go up to like $3,000 a semester and everything. But now it's around $4,000, $5,000 now, like after all those increases. And you're saying that $5,000 a semester is actually considered cheap in the States.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not free.
Yeah.
And okay.
I think most schools in America, it's like per semester like 30,000.
30,000
for like universities.
Did you actually get as much value from attending college while paying that much?
Honestly, no.
No.
Yeah. That's why I went to community college, because I didn't
see
see the point in spending extra.
I see. So in Korea, even now, although it has increased quite a bit and people are not happy that it has gone up so much, it's maximum around $5,000, 5,000 US dollars, so 500만 원 in Korean won a semester. So that's 8 semesters. It's usually like 40,000 US dollars. It's pretty substantial. And the daycare centers, however, I mean, middle school, elementary school, high school, that's pretty cheap, affordable. And I think daycare centers are also affordable. If you have a baby in Korea, you register your baby at a state-run or city-run or daycare center that is registered with the city. We call those 서울형 어린이집, Seoul type daycare, or 국공립 어린이집, state-run or public daycares. The government actually sends money directly to them. You don't get to pay anything, you don't receive anything. Okay. It's basically free, but the daycare center people are getting paid from the government. So for the parent, it's free.
That's nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Really nice.
Yeah, if you want to send your kid to a special school, like an English kindergarten, you have to pay everything for yourself.
Right.
Okay. So, a lot of questions. Thank you very much.
Here's one.
Okay.
When do they use 거든요, like in 아니거든요?
Yeah, 거든요. I don't think I've ever heard you use it to me.
To me, I feel like 거든요 is a little bit sassy, so I try not to use it.
Yeah. So it depends on how you say it, though. Everything depends on how you say it. But so, for example, 캐시 딸기 좋아하죠? You like strawberries, right? And then you can say, denying what I said. Can you say it in a sassy way?
싫어하거든요.
싫어하거든요, or 아니거든요. 안 좋아하거든요.
네.
If you say that, 거든요, it's very sassy and very sometimes rude.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
You convey, I guess, a feeling that's not very positive. But if you are talking about some background information, for example, Cassie is sick today. 왜요? Everybody's worried. 왜요? 알레르기가 있거든요. If you kind of tone it down a little bit at the end, that's providing background information. So
yes.
So denying something and being sassy, talking back to someone, or providing information.
Yes.
And this one is interesting. Ki Lee asks, is there any difference between North Korean language and South Korean language? Yes, there is a difference.
Yes.
Can you understand North Korean people when they speak Korean?
Barely.
Barely?
I can understand a little bit, but they have, the intonation is very strong, as well as, South Korean uses a lot of English loan words, so it's much easier to understand, whereas North Korean uses no loan words. They have like native Korean words for everything.
Yeah, they do have native Korean words for most things, and also they have a lot of Chinese-based words. So it's not. I don't think it's correct to say everything's pure native Korean, because there are so many Chinese-based words in North Korean language. But as a South Korean person who was born and raised here, I've been exposed to many, like on just normal Korean television, you see clips here and there, and people's maybe copying, mimicking North Korean accent. So even just from exposure to that, I can understand a fair amount of North Korean dialect, I think. I think North Korean people, North Korean defectors who start living in Korea, they have a harder time understanding the South Korean language because of the reason that the loan words like ice cream, it's different in North Korean. And if you walk into a cosmetic store and if you ask for things and they can say skin, toner, lotion, they don't understand any of those terms like camera, printer, desk, projector, like all these words that just came directly from English. They don't know those words. So I think, as far as I know, one of the main tasks when they actually educate or help them relocate or readjust to life in Korea, they teach them English. Okay. And Tamara Mason, what is a Hagwon?
Hagwon.
Yeah, you know.
Yes. So the English translation of Hagwon is called an academy. But most English speakers don't really understand what academy means.
Yeah.
So really, it's like an after-school school. It's kind of some people who watch anime might know of cram schools. That's what it is. It's a cram school. So it's kind of where you go to be tutored, but in like a classroom setting.
Yeah, and the purpose of Hagwon's existence is like multifold, I guess. Is there a word like that? Multifold, like it's it has various purposes. But one interesting purpose, of course, Hagwons are there to teach students something. Oh, wait a second. Seokjin is here to say hi.
Hi, this is Seokjin. I'm going to have lunch with Jian and Kyunghwa because these two guys, you already had lunch.
Yes. Did you
I have not. I'm so hungry.
Oh, so
You're on a diet? Are you on a diet?
I am on a diet.
Okay, so I'm a bad boss making you work on an empty stomach.
On my lunch break.
Yes, yeah, our lunchtime is 1 p.m. We're doing this for everybody.
We're doing it for you. We love you guys.
Yeah. So his real name is Seokjin.
Yes.
And his name Seokjin it's a very common name, but the Seokjin from BTS got so popular.
Yeah, I saw the comment saying, "Oh, I thought you are the Seokjin from BTS," but he was born later than me.
Oh yeah.
So I can say I'm the original Seokjin.
What about all the older Seokjins in Korea?
Yeah, there is another Ji Seokjin.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's the original.
Original Seokjin.
Anyway, I like him. I like Ji Seokjin and the Seokjin in BTS too.
Okay, yeah. So we have peace and harmony.
Yeah.
Okay, enjoy lunch.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye. So, back to the topic of Hagwons. Yeah, so they are there, like piano Hagwons, taekwondo Hagwons, and what else Hagwons are there? Suhak, mathematics, everything
pretty
that you
much,
can.
Misul,
art, violin, Hagwon. They are there to teach people something, but also at the same time to occupy the kids, keep them busy until their parents get off work, which is quite sad. So a lot of young parents have to kind of measure, weigh out the pros and cons. Do I end up with more money by working or just not spending so much money on Hagwons and spending time with my kids? Is there more value in this option or is there more value in this option? Will my kid grow up to be a more well-rounded person by learning all these things? Yeah, so...
Well, it's very difficult also because in Korea, I've noticed that kids get off of school very early. In America, we go to school from like 8 in the morning until around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Whereas I've noticed kids walking around at like 12 p.m. In Korea. And I guess they're off of school that early? It's like 12 or 1, I think.
I don't know.
I think
Yeah, that's right. You just raised a really valid point. So there are some I guess, points in children's lives where they suddenly go from spending up to 7 hours, 8 hours a day in any institute, and then all of a sudden they move on to the higher level, and then suddenly they spend fewer hours in a day. So in daycare, up until age 4 in Korean age, you spend, I guess, up to 7 hours a day. So you go to daycare at 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. and you actually finish by 5 p.m. But when you go to kindergarten next year, the following year, suddenly you are only there for 4 hours a day.
Right.
And parents are all of a sudden given this task of, taking care of course, that's what they're supposed to do. But since they were already working, both parents are working for economic reasons, they just don't know what to do with their kids' free time suddenly given to them. So that's why they go to Hagwons. And then in Yuchiwon, they also spend more and more time as years go by. And then at age 7, they're spending a big portion of their day at the kindergarten. But then when they go to elementary school, every school finishes at 12 p.m.
Yeah.
So then
Really
all of a
early.
sudden there's got to be something that can occupy the kids. So yeah. Okay. Did that answer your question? Right. Can you pick a question?
Yes. Cookies and Cream asks, "Hi, could you explain the meaning of Tanah?
Tanah? Like
Like 있잖아."
yeah. Yes, you can.
So, like I just said, 있잖아. That's kind of like saying, there's something, and then you go on to explain. It's usually something that, not always. I'm trying to think exactly how to explain it. Usually, it's something that you kind of both already know. Whoever, like the people involved, you both kind of already know.
Yeah.
So, like. 있잖아, 어제 우리 그 영화 봤잖아.
봤잖아.
Like, we saw that movie yesterday.
Yeah.
And then you go on to talk about that movie.
That's right. So it's often translated to and it actually comes from 지 않아.
지 않아.
지 않아. So 지 않다 means it's a very common way to negate a sentence, make a sentence into a negative sentence. So 지 않아. So for example, 예쁘다 is to be pretty. How do you say not pretty? 예쁘지 않아. 예쁘지 않다. In present tense casual language, 예쁘지 않아. 예쁘지 않아. 예쁘지 않아. So say it quickly, 예쁘지 않아, and add a question mark at the end. You say 예쁘지 않아. 예쁘지 않아. 예쁘지 않아. And it becomes 예쁘잖아. So that's how we developed 잖아. And then drop the question because it's not really a question.
Yeah, you're making a statement.
Don't you think it's pretty? It means it's pretty. So 잖아. So acknowledging something and making the other person also acknowledge it.
Right.
So trying to agree, okay?
Yes.
So that's 잖아. Okay, and do you see any other interesting questions? I mean, all questions are really interesting. What's the difference? Okay, GZB or GZIB. What is the difference in dialects? Dialects, of course, intonations are different, word choices are different. We have a 경상도 dialect lesson, so if you want to get a taste of how different it can be, please go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/talktomeInKorean, and type in dialect, and you'll see 10 videos. Okay?
I have a question from Verito. 바꾸다 versus 바뀌다.
Okay, I was just looking at that too.
Were you?
Yeah, I will write it down.
Okay.
Yeah, 바꾸다.
바꾸다.
Yeah, and yeah, 바뀌다. You can start explaining.
So 바꾸다 is to change, and 바뀌다 is to be changed. To be changed. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what is it? I forget the terminology, like passive and...
Yeah, passive.
Yeah.
바꾸다 is
바꾸다.
to change, actively
Right,
changing
active.
something, and 바뀌다 is to be passively changed. But interestingly, in pronunciation, do you really say 바뀌다?
We say like 바뀌다.
Yeah, 바뀌다. Often people just pronounce it like this, 바뀌다.
바뀌다.
Especially when you say it in the past tense. So when
바뀌었어요.
바뀌었어요 is the past tense. It has been changed here. 바뀌었어요. But I rarely see people saying 바뀌었어요. They say 바뀌었어요. But you're not supposed to write it like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
바뀌었어요. Okay? Here. All right. More questions?
More questions. Do you have any words? Who is this? Diana Morales. Do you have any words you use before and after eating?
Oh, yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes?
So before you eat, you say 잘 먹겠습니다,
Mm-hmm.
which means I will eat well.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you eat, you say 잘 먹었습니다, which means I ate well.
Yes. And here, this is how you write. It's reversed. So, 잘 먹겠습니다 and 잘 먹었습니다. And if you're not sure which to say, you can just kind of mumble it. 잘
먹겠습니다.
잘 and 먹. This part is the same, and 습니다 is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So try to guess. Okay, 잘 먹겠습니다 is I will eat well, and 잘 먹었습니다 is I ate well. But if I say 잘 먹었습니다, which one is
it? You
no,
can't tell.
No one can tell. I don't even know. So you can actually trick people into believing that you said the right thing.
I do that sometimes with 안녕히 계세요 and 안녕히 가세요.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get them confused, so I just mumble it.
Yeah, like 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Yeah. Okay, Faizai asks one more time. I think I saw this comment earlier. 정확히 이걸 어떻게 사용해야 할지 어떤 뜻인지 설명을 좀 해주시겠어요? Can you explain exactly how to use these terms? So all these words mean last time. 지난, 저번, 작, and 전. 지난 is 지난 and 저번 native Korean words. 지난, 저번. So 지난 is past. 지난 시간, previous time. 지난, because it has passed. It comes from 지나다. 저번 is 이번. This time is 이번.
This time.
Last time, that time. In the past is 저번. And 작 is only used with other Sino-Korean words, Korean words that are based on Chinese. So 작년. That's the only thing I can think of. 작년. Yeah, right? And yeah, 전 is also used with in many cases with other Chinese-based words. So it really depends on the situation. If you want to say 지난, like last class, you can say 지난 수업 or 저번 수업 or 지난번 수업. Never 작 수업. It makes no sense. 전 수업 sort of makes sense. So try using these with many words and see how they sound. Okay?
I am trying to find one.
Yeah.
Where did it go? I had one.
Yeah.
Oh, have we answered? I feel like we've answered this one, but I'm going to try it anyways. Julia asks, do you think Hanja is important when learning Korean?
Yeah. We did go over this one time. It is important to know the notion of it. It is important to know how it works, but it is not as important to actually know all the Chinese characters. Right. But we've been saying to everybody that we have been working on a Hanja book, so we're getting close to actually publishing it. But so you will be able to actually learn a lot of Hanja characters if you want to, but it's not a total must. Yeah. Right?
I'd say just like a few of the basics would be good.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Here's another one. Veronica Vergara asks, what languages do Korean students learn at school? Do they learn Japanese or Chinese?
Good question. So I guess I have to answer.
Yes.
So in Korean schools, English is the most important subject in terms of languages, and they have what they call 제2 외국어. I wrote it down here. 제2 외국어. 제2 means the second. 제1 is the first. 제2 외국어. So 제2 외국어. It sounds like J, 외국어. But 제2외국어, 제2외국어, you will hear this all the time in the context of subjects, high school subjects, middle school subjects. I personally didn't have any, in my, I guess, generation, we didn't have any second foreign language education other than English. In middle school, we started having those in high school. But back when I was in high school, between 1996 and 1998, none of the second foreign language teachers, we had German and French. They didn't know any German or any French. They just, I can tell you that, I'm sure they had no idea how to speak the languages. And I think the only language where, so students can have Japanese and Chinese classes if the school offers those classes. And in the 수능 시험, Korean SAT, in a way, the college entrance exam, they do have Arabic as well. But up until last year, I read in an article that there were no schools in Korea that were offering actual Arabic classes as a second foreign language. So students who were choosing Arabic was just making a strategic, I guess, choice, because it was relatively, the test questions were relatively easy. If you could actually figure out having 2 dots over something or 1 dot below, changing the, I guess, pronunciation, that's all they needed to actually pass the exam. And the only subject where the teacher actually knew the language to a degree, I would say it's Japanese, because the languages are so close, like similar to each other. Yeah. Okay.
Randy Santos asks, how do you count American change in Korean? Like $1.25. So for me, the way that I think about it is you have $1.25, right? It's like you have 1.25, right? So can you see that? If that is 125, the way that I transfer it in my head, or change it in my head, is add a 0 and change the point to a comma, like that.
Yeah.
So that's how much it is in won, approximately. Of course, it's a little bit different, but that's approximately how much it is.
Yeah, the currency exchange rate has changed a lot over the years.
Yes, it fluctuates.
When I was a kid, everybody would just tell me, hey, $1 is 800 won. That's the notion that I had, like, stuck in my mind for a really long time, and now it's 1.1 thousand won, so 1100 won. So it's very different.
Much different.
Yeah. So, but just times 1,000 usually.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Okay. And girl saves love. What does 불멸 mean and what does 불사 mean? Okay, 불멸, 불사. I don't know where you saw this, but yeah, these are some cool words to know. 불멸, 불사. 멸 means to disappear, to go extinct. So when you say dinosaurs, when you're talking about dinosaurs becoming extinct and other animals, endangered species going extinct, you say 멸종, because 멸 means to destroy or to make you disappear, basically, go extinct. And 종 means species, so going extinct is 멸종. And 불멸 means you never, I guess, die. You never die. And 불사, you never die. So phoenix, the bird that never dies, or the phoenix that was born in the fire, is 불사조. 불사조, the bird that never dies.
So 조 means bird then, right? Like 백조?
Yeah. 불사조. Yeah. So
interesting.
In college drinking games, or when they go on an empty workshops or trips, just to go there and become closer friends and also drink, they have the members form groups, and those groups are called 조. So they say 조를 짜세요. 조를 만드세요. Form groups of 4 or 5. And then you have to come up with a nickname for your group. And 불사조 is like always one of the names, because it means you'll never die. You're unbeatable.
Immortal.
Immortal, yes. So 불사조. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Did you pick a question?
Yes. Lil Sprout asks, what is the difference between 안 돼, 싫어, and 아니요?
Oh, 안 돼,
안 돼,
싫어,
싫어,
아니요.
아니요.
Okay. Which one is your favorite?
I think I probably use 안 돼 the most.
안 돼.
안 돼. I think it's very versatile. I feel like you can use it in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
So 안 돼 is kind of like, depending on the situation that you're using it in, it can mean slightly different things.
Yeah.
So it can mean like you can't do that, or it can't be, or it could just mean like no as well, depending on when you use it.
Yeah, because 안 means not, and 되다 means it works out that way, things are okay that way. So 안 돼 means it's not okay.
It's not okay.
And 싫어 is your personal feeling.
Your personal preference. I don't like that.
I don't like that. Yeah. Do you want to go watch a movie tonight with me?
싫어.
Yeah, like that. If you say 안 돼, it has so many interesting meanings. Like we're not supposed to, or what, or
right.
can I
안
not
돼.
go? 안 돼.
Okay.
Or can I not go because I have so much work to do, or things like that. So 싫어 is more simple.
Very simple. Just like I don't want to. I don't like it.
So imagine like I can totally relate to 안 돼 and 싫어 being used in a household because my son often says 싫어,
싫어.
and my wife often says 안 돼. Mom, can I have 10 pints of chocolate ice cream?
안 돼.
안 돼. And my wife says, can you wash your hands first before eating potatoes with your hands?
싫어.
싫어. Okay? So that's the difference.
Yes, and 아니요 is just like no.
No, it is not, right?
It's not. Yeah.
Okay, I have Love Suck asking, this question is to Cassie. What was the most difficult for you when learning Korean?
Oh boy.
Everything?
Let me count the ways. I think depending on each stage that I went through, there was something, it was kind of different. I guess at the very beginning, the hardest part was pronunciation. And I think I still have trouble with some pronunciation, but especially the double consonants.
Yeah.
I think the piep, sang piep, and piep were very hard for me to do. So it's like b, p.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
very similar, but like those were the ones I had the hardest time with, I think.
Yeah, so father and it hurts. 아빠, 아파. Yeah.
아빠, 아파. And then like room and bread.
Yeah.
방, 빵.
Uh-huh.
I always said I want to eat a room.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get that double consonant down.
Yeah. This is unrelated, but the other day we were having a meeting in a coffee shop, and all of us, and you wanted to order con pana.
Right.
Yeah, cafe con pana, and when you said con pana, to my ear it sounded like 곰팡이.
곰팡이.
Is it like mold?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes when you hear when I know that she's a fluent speaker, sometimes I hear other things too.
Yeah.
So I guess nobody's perfect.
Yeah. I think I was thinking compagna like the like native like Italian pronunciation. And so I wasn't thinking about like the Korean style. And then when I read the menu again, I was like, wait, I said it wrong.
I guess that's also because I'm used to people saying con pana.
Right.
More like con. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a very cool question. I really love these. What is the difference between A and B questions? How would you describe 섭섭하다? And how would you differentiate the feeling or meaning from 실망하다? Oh, wait a second, we got a live super chat comment. So we'll get to this question after this one. Hyunwoo previously advised against saying, I don't speak Korean. So yes, I did, and I still stand for that statement. So how do you say more useful phrases like, did I just say that correctly? Or what does so-and-so mean? Or can you please repeat that slowly? Okay, we'll give you those phrases, okay?
Okay.
So, first one, what's the first one?
So did I say that correctly? 내 말이 맞았어요?
Yeah, or 제 말이
제 말,
맞았어요.
right, 제, if you want to be more respectful. Right, so you should say 제.
제
제
so
말이 맞았어요.
there are many ways to say that. I'll write down all of those.
What does X mean? So you could say X 무슨 뜻이에요? 무슨 뜻이에요? Can you please repeat that slowly? 다시 한번 잠깐만.
Yeah. 다시 한번.
다시 한번.
Yeah. 천천히
말해 주시겠어요?
Yeah.
말해 주세요.
Yeah, 말해 주세요. That's easier. So here the first one, 제 말이 맞았어요. It's what you suggested. This can mean many other things too, like was I right? Like not in the way you phrased something, but what you said, was it true? It can mean that. So if you want to just go for did I say that correctly? You can say 이렇게 or 그렇게. 이렇게 is like this, 그렇게 is like that. 이렇게 말하는 거 맞아요? 이렇게 말하는 거 맞아요? Is this or is saying this correct? Or is it a correct way to say it? 이렇게 말하는 거 맞아요? And please say that again slowly is 다시 한번 천천히 말해 주세요. 다시 한번 천천히 말해 주세요. And what does X mean is you say whatever you want to say and then 무슨 뜻이에요 but more fluidly 무슨 뜻이에요. 무슨 뜻이에요? 무슨 뜻이에요? Can you say it again?
무슨 뜻이에요?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the question. I hope this answers your question. Yes.
What was the question we were about to answer?
Well, we were talking about 섭섭하다,
섭섭하다.
and 실망하다.
실망하다. 섭섭하다.
Yeah.
섭섭하다.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a feeling of being heartbroken almost.
Yeah.
Like very sad.
And you are certainly disappointed too.
Yeah, you're disappointed, heartbroken at the same time.
So 실망하다 is literally just disappointed.
Disappointed.
If I say Cassie 실망했어요, it means I'm disappointed in you, Cassie. I never am, you know.
Oh,
but
thank goodness.
but 섭섭하다 is basically just like that. Like you're disappointed, but at the same time you're sad that this person would do that to you. So yeah, it has many things mixed in one. 섭섭하다. So
whenever I think of like 섭섭하다, I think of someone with like tears in their eyes, like 섭섭해.
Yeah, and also even when this person has had no choice, you can say 섭섭해요. So say we're neighbors and you decide to move away, like far away. You want to move to Busan, and I can say 섭섭해요. 섭섭해. 아쉬워요. You're sad that I'm sad that you're moving away. But I'm not saying I'm disappointed. How could you move to Busan with me stuck here in this neighborhood? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm disappointed that you have to move.
Yeah.
And I'm also sad that you have to move.
Yeah, it's kind of a feeling of like having like no control over the situation. I guess.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it. So.
That's right. Oh, another super chat question. McFlurries asks, hi, saying differences, thank you so much, by the way. Saying differences of 쌍시옷, 시옷, 쌍디귿, 디귿, and 쌍기역, and 기역 and 쌍기역 is hard. Help?
Oh, yeah, that's one of those ones that you just have to practice a lot.
Okay, I'll write them down here. We actually have a video where we explain this. This is the specific video is actually on our channel, so you can go to our channel and type in double consonants. So here, the first one over here is 사.
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 This is
사.
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 사. And 다.
다.
따.
따.
And 가.
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 So I mentioned in that video, one tip to actually improve your pronunciation with these is to play with the pitch of your voice. 사, 사.
사.
You're not, only playing with the pitch. You're not only adjusting the pitch, but you have to narrow, like make the airflow narrower by saying sa, right?
사.
And you need to squeeze out the sound a little bit more tightly. And 다, ta,
Ta.
ka, ka,
Ka. Ka.
ka.
Ka.
Try saying ka, the double consonant ka, really low, like ka. It becomes difficult. I mean, it's possible, but it is relatively harder. So you can try practicing like that, okay?
Here's one. I don't know if this is, I feel like someone else has asked this as well. But Faisal Ashrafi asks, please explain the difference between 달걀, 계란, and 알.
Oh, okay. Al is any kind of egg. Any egg, like quail egg, 메추리 알, or ostrich egg, 타조 알. What else? Dinosaur egg,
Dinosaur eggs.
공룡 알.
Even medicine.
Ah, yeah.
Because it looks kind of like an egg.
Yeah.
They'll say like 약 한 알,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one egg of medicine.
Yeah,
One,
and also pills basically are called 알약.
알약.
알약. And eyeballs are 눈알.
눈알, right?
So any kind of egg.
So it's kind of like, yeah, that shape.
Yeah. And 계란 and 달걀 are basically, 계란 is Chinese based and 달걀 is native Korean. That's the only difference.
Those are only used for chicken's eggs, right?
Yes, because 게 is 지 in Chinese is chicken, and 달걀's 달 comes from 닭.
닭.
So we had these two, 닭 and 알. They kind of merged and had a
달.
reaction,
달.
and then it became 달걀. Okay, so 달걀 is native Korean and 계란 is Chinese based. So there are many people who are basically against using any Chinese-based words when there is a native Korean replacement. So those people will say, don't say 계란, say 달걀. Okay. All right. Next one.
Let's see.
We're getting a lot of really good questions today.
When would we use? This is Louisnet Lee. When would we use 추억하다 instead of 기억하다?
So 추억 versus 기억. I'm not sure if the previous Q&A, Korean Q&A video that I made had 추억 versus 기억, or the next one that's coming out has it. I'm not sure because I filmed both recently. But 추억 and 기억, the difference is 기억 is a memory and 추억 is also memories, many memories that you had from time in the past. So 기억하다 is I remember, and 추억하다 is you're reminiscing.
Reminiscing.
Yeah, of something. You're like you're having a flashback.
Yeah.
But if you are saying 추억하다 or 기억하다 about a person, like I say, 캐시를 추억해요. Like in 50 years from now, she used to be my friend. Like that.
Now we're enemies.
Yeah. I think both can work in that case. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we have about 7 minutes to go before we have to end the session. This feels so short.
It does feel short.
Yeah, because it's an hour long and it's supposed to feel like it's a really long session, but it's not. Okay. Cookie Dough asks to you both, would it be better to learn Korean and then Japanese or both? Yeah. Both at the same time might make you really, really busy.
It might make you really confused.
Sometimes, yeah. But if you eventually want to learn, we don't discourage you.
Yeah, definitely not.
But if you learned Korean and if you stopped at Korean and didn't learn Japanese, it would be a huge waste of opportunity. And vice versa. If you already know Japanese and if you're hesitating to jump into the Korean language world, you're also missing out on a lot of opportunities because the two languages are so similar. It took me less than a year to become like really fluent in Japanese. And I didn't even know hiragana. I didn't even know katakana.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was speaking before I could actually read anything, any hiragana. 3 months into learning Japanese, I was like making the necessary sounds. And since I could actually speak, I started like noticing things, and I also started like wanting to write down what I was saying.
Right.
So that helped me a lot. rather than as opposed to just memorizing arbitrary like shapes. Yeah.
Personally, I learned Japanese before I learned Korean, and I feel like even though I'm not fluent in Japanese, I feel like that definitely helped having that basis. Like, so if you start with one language or the other, I think it will help you to learn the next one.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginner level, you might not actually see how it's gonna help you, but as you start forming longer sentences, like, for example, I know the fact that you so and so. Those kinds of compound sentences, like for example in Korean you would say 캐시가 여기 있다는 거를 알아요. Like 캐시가 여기 있다는 것을 알아요. The same structure actually applies to Japanese. 캐시가ここにいることを知ってます. Like exactly the same thing. So you don't have to learn the whole thing over and over again. You just apply it. Oh, okay, I see. Just like between Spanish and Italian or something like that. Okay, and I think we can answer maybe 3 more questions. Okay. Please pick one.
Smart YouTubeification.
Okay.
Says, 안녕하세요. 판매하다 하고 팔다 어떻게 달라요?
They're the same.
They're the same.
판매하다 is just more formal.
Yes.
Yeah. 팔다 is to sell. 판매하다 is to vend or
Yeah.
I mean, just think of a formal way to say to sell.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And 판매하다 is more conveniently changed into a noun form. Just drop 하다. 판매. The sale of something.
If you go into like Korean subways, you'll see the vending machines, and a lot of times you'll see a light that will say 판매 중, which means it is currently vending.
Yeah.
It's currently working.
Yeah, and it looks more formal that way.
Yes.
So that's it. There are many words like that. Okay, and the Cats asks, how can I learn Korean? Please go to our website. talktomeInKorean.com/about, and you will see all the information, how you can get started and how you can learn for free, because we have over 1,000 free lessons on our website. Okay, this one, I love this. Janice, what is the meaning of 짠내? 짠내. Okay, so I think this might be our last question, but I'll have to show you a picture that I didn't show you before and to you guys. So we, my wife and I, do you know Sophie? Sophie,
yes.
Yeah, Sophie. Yes. Sophie is actually our friend from Australia. She's married to a Korean man, and they have 2 kids. And her daughter is Alice. And Hugh and Nicola from My Korean Husband YouTube channel, they also are friends. So last weekend they came over to my place and we hung out for a while. And then Sophie and my son Jun are similar ages, okay? 5 and 4 in Korean age.
So you mean Alice?
No, yeah, Alice.
Alice and Jun.
Sophie. No, Sophie's way older. So Alice is 5 years old in Korean age and Jun is 4, and they were hanging out together, like playing together all the time. And Alice's younger brother, Kyo, is 9 months old. So he was like, wherever Jun and Alice were in the apartment, Kyo was like, Nuna, I want to play with you too. And he would just crawl to them. This is like,
oh, they're so cute.
So that's a picture of my son and Alice sitting on the trampoline, and they're like having a good time. They're having a conversation. Jun is showing off one of his toys to Alice, and Kyo is like, Nuna, I want to play with you. Nuna, he can't be your boyfriend, blah blah blah. And then immediately, as soon as Kyo reaches the trampoline, he's struggling to crawl there. He can walk, but he's taking his time. But then Jun and Alice look back. They walk up. They got up and they just walked away into another room. So in that case, you can say 짠내. 짠내 is basically pity.
It's a pity.
Yeah. So you say it as a slang term. You are like poor thing, poor little thing. It's very slangy. So it's 짠내. I sent this picture to my younger sister, and she said "짠네" and you like emoticon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute. We have our last question, super chat question from that person silent. A friend was wondering what to start with when teaching Chinese, Japanese, and Korean in a school club. What part of Korean should she teach them first? If they're not interested in like really reading and writing Hangul, maybe skip that in the beginning and just teach them greetings.
Right.
Yeah, 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, and also introducing themselves, and also I don't know about Chinese, but in Japanese and in Korean there are so many like loan words that are taken from English. So by teaching them how to convert the English words that they already know into Korean in a fun way, they'll have more confidence. Oh, I already know 3,000 Korean words. Yay! Like in 1 hour. Yeah, so I would totally recommend that. And there are easier ways, but there are no like super easy way to teach. That's what makes good teachers and bad teachers. You just have to know your students.
Right.
Okay, guys, we have to go.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining once again. This whole live chat will be available as a video file as soon as the video is processed, and we'll be back next Thursday. We tried one time at 4 p.m. Korean time, 3 p.m. Korean time. This is 1 p.m. Korean time. Please let us know which was the best, and we'll try another time next week, next Thursday. Okay? All right. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. I will stop smiling. Stop. No. Okay, bye.
Bye.